Hey there, ghouls and gals! Welcome back to Café Crashdown. I'm your host, Kayla, and today we are diving deep into the murky depths to celebrate a very special anniversary. That's right, it's been 70 years since one of Universal's most iconic monsters first swam onto the big screen, the Gill-Man from the creature from the Black Lagoon. This creature has haunted our imaginations for 7 decades, and today we are celebrating by exploring its fascinating history, digging up some fun and freaky facts from the behind the scenes, and seeing just how much the scaly terror has influenced pop culture. So grab your popcorn or maybe some seaweed and let's dive in. So let's kick things off with the history of the creature from the Black Lagoon. The film was released by Universal Pictures on March 5th, 1954, and was directed by Jack Arnold, who was no stranger to sci-fi and horror. Arnold had already found success with films like It Came from Outer Space and Tarantula, and Creature would cement his place as one of the most influential directors in monster cinema. Their inspiration for the story came from a rather interesting place. A dinner party, of course! Producer William Allen attended a party hosted by Orson Welles in the early 1940s where he overheard Mexican cinematographer Gabriel Figueroa telling a legend about a half-man, half-fish creature said to dwell in the Amazon River. The story stuck with Allen, and over a decade later it became the seed for the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, what about the story itself? Set deep in the Amazon rainforest, the film follows a group of scientists who discover a fossilized webbed hand belonging to an ancient creature. Excited by the find, they embark on an expedition to locate the rest of the remains, but instead they stumble upon the living Gill-Man, a prehistoric beast with both amphibian and human traits. The Gill-Man quickly becomes obsessed with Kay Lawrence, the female lead played by Julie Adams, sparkling a deadly game of cat and mouse as he terrorizes the scientists. It's a creature feature with classic 50s themes: man versus nature, science gone too far, and the perils of the unknown. But the creature stands out for its eerie atmosphere, underwater suspense, and of course, that unforgettable monster. Okay, now some of my favorite things, let's dive into some seriously cool behind the scenes facts. The creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed in both Florida and California, with the now famous underwater scenes being shot in Wakulla Springs, Florida. Filming those underwater sequences was no easy task. It took a lot of innovation to create the illusion of the Gill-Man moving through water effortlessly. Rico Browning, who played the creature during the underwater scenes, was a professional diver and swimmer, which helped a lot when it came to holding his breath for extended periods of time, sometimes up to 4 minutes. There's absolutely no way that I could do that. No way. He had to do this without any scuba gear or breathing apparatus, giving those scenes a smooth, fluid motion that still looks incredible to this day. And let's talk about the iconic Gill-Man suit. There were actually 2 actors who portrayed the creature: Rico Browning, as I mentioned, for the underwater scenes, and Ben Chapman for the land sequences. The suit was made of latex and foam, and it was reportedly super uncomfortable to wear, especially in hot California sun, where Chapman filmed his scenes. In fact, Chapman would get so overheated in his suit that he had to take frequent breaks to cool down, and the heavy makeup and prosthetics left him barely able to see. Not to mention, the poor guy had to avoid getting water on his suit during the land scenes because the latex wasn't exactly waterproof when out of water. But there's more to the Gill-Man than just the suit. Millicent Patrick, one of the few female designers in Hollywood at the time, was the unsung hero behind the creature's design. Although she did most of the concept art and design work, her contributions were largely uncredited due to studio politics. Of course. Thankfully, her work has been recognized and she's now celebrated as a true artist behind the Gill-Man's look. So why does the creature from the Black Lagoon still capture our imagination 70 years later? For one, it stands out as a sympathetic monster's tale. Like Frankenstein's creature or King Kong, the Gill-Man isn't just a mindless killer. He's a misunderstood relic of a lost era trying to defend his territory from human invaders. There's a certain tragedy to him, especially when you think about his obsession with Julie Adams' character. It's part horror, part Beauty and the Beast dynamic. The film also came at a time when America was obsessed with the unknown. In the 1950s, the public was fascinated and terrified by what science might uncover. From nuclear energy to space exploration, there was just this sense that we were on the verge of uncovering hidden dangers, and the Gill-Man played into those anxieties. Here was a prehistoric creature, unchanged for millions of years, that threatened to disrupt everything humanity thought it knew. The Gill-Man has left a lasting legacy in horror and sci-fi. For example, the iconic 2018 film The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro is a direct homage to the creature from the Black Lagoon. Del Toro has stated in interviews that the Gill-Man fascinated him as a child, and it's easy to see how the romance in The Shape of Water mirrors the unrequited longing of the creature in the Black Lagoon. And the Gill-Man has appeared in everything from the Munsters to the Monster Squad, solidifying his place and monster movie history. So let's swim back to some fun production facts. Did you know that the Gill-Man's movement in the water was partially inspired by sea creatures like the manta ray? Filmmakers wanted him to look like a part of his environment, so they studied the way underwater animals glide through the water to give the creature that smooth, undulating motion. Oh, and here's something wild. For the 3D sequences, they used a special technique called polarized light filters, which allowed the audiences to feel like they were in the water with the creature. Audiences in 1954 were blown away by the 3D effects, especially in the scenes where the Gill-Man reaches towards the camera or swims through the murky depths. It added a whole new layer of terror. This year, to celebrate the 70th anniversary, Universal has re-released a beautifully remastered version of the creature from the Black Lagoon on Blu-ray and digital platforms. So if you haven't seen it in a while, or if you've never seen it at all, there's no better time than to dive right back into this masterpiece. The remaster really brings this eerie beauty of the underwater scenes, and the Gill-Man's scaly skin has never looked creepier. And here's a fun anniversary tidbit. For a long time, Universal considered bringing the Gill-Man into modern era through the Dark Universe reboot. If that project had taken off, we might have seen a new updated Gill-Man terrorizing today's audiences. While that didn't happen, the original creature remains untouchable as a classic. After 70 years, the creature from the Black Lagoon still swims into our nightmares and our hearts. Whether it's the terrifying underwater scenes, the groundbreaking suit design, or the tragic story of the Gill-Man, this film has earned its place as one of Universal's most beloved monster movies. So tell me, what is your favorite scene from The Creature from the Black Lagoon? I want to know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more spooky celebrations of classic horror. Seriously, thank you for watching Ghouls and Gals, and here's to another 70 years of creature-filled nightmares. So stay spooky, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.